Hello guys, this is me Dr. Kashan Kasur. Today here we were discussing about the ECG of heart, in which we have discussed the basics of ECG like P, QRS complex graphically. Then we have also discussed about the ECG paper and finally the ECG leads. So today we are going to discuss the two topics. Number one is the heart rate, second one is the heart rhythm. Now before going to discuss in detail about the P wave, QRS complex, ST segment, T wave from an ECG paper, you should know two basic things like heart rate and heart rhythm. These are the two things you can get from a ECG paper simply. To see the heart rhythm, you have to see the two successive RR intervals. RR interval, it is the distance or it is the number of boxes between two RR waves. So I can explain this simply here. This is the P wave, this is QRS complex, then this is T wave, this is the R wave, then second QRS complex, T wave, this is the second R wave. So the distance between these two or the number of boxes between two is actually showing the rhythm of the heart. So it is the interval, RR interval, which is showing the regularity of the rhythm. So if this RR interval is equal, then the rhythm of heart will be regular. If RR interval is not equal, then you can say the rhythm of heart is irregular. Here is another point, which is sinus rhythm, which is actually the impulse generating from SA node. If the rhythm is sinus, then you will see the P wave, QRS complex are identical, constant and regular. Constant and regular. That is, the PP and RR intervals should be constant and regular. Then the rhythm will be sinus. The second thing here is the rate. The rate should be between 60 to 100 beats per minute. So these two things are showing the sinus rhythm. Then in order to see any abnormality or irregularity in rhythm, you have to see the long rhythm strip, which is the L2 strip. This should be taken in order to check the arrhythmia of the heart. Coming toward the second point, which is the heart rate. In order to calculate the heart rate, you have to see either the rhythm is regular or it is irregular. When the rhythm is regular, if the rhythm is regular, then calculate PP RR interval in a small square boxes or large square boxes. I explained the small and large boxes in my previous lecture. So if it is regular rhythm, then PP RR interval is calculated, and if it is same, then you can calculate the heart rate from either from small boxes or either from a large boxes. I have explained earlier that in a large box, in a one large box of ECG paper, there are small 5 boxes. So you can calculate the heart rate either from a small boxes or large boxes. When you will see the ECG paper, you will actually notice that this is P wave like this, QRS complex, then ST segment, then finally T wave like this. This pattern of wave can be drawn on a ECG paper. When you will see the rhythm is regular, that is PP or RR interval is same, then you will calculate it by dividing 1500 to number of small square boxes between RR or PP interval. If you are calculating from small square boxes, then divided by 1500. Suppose you have 1500 divided by, you have number of boxes like 15. If you have 15 number of small boxes between PP or RR interval, then your heart rate will be 100. If you are calculating from a large number of boxes, divide it by 300. If you are calculating from a large boxes, suppose you are having 2 or 3 large boxes in a PP or RR interval. Then if you are having only 3 boxes, then the heart rate from a large boxes will be 100. You can calculate like this from regular rhythm of the heart. If the rhythm of heart is irregular, then the criteria will be different. Then you will apply this formula or this criteria. Then count the number of R in a 30 large boxes. I have explained earlier that large boxes contain small 5 boxes. You will calculate number of R waves in a 30 large boxes, then you will multiply it by number, that is 10. You will get definitely heart rate in 1 minute. Suppose you are calculating heart rate from a irregular rhythm, then count number of R waves in a 30 large boxes. From a 30 large boxes, you will multiply this number. If you are having 10 number of spikes, that is R waves in a 30 large boxes, you will see the ECG paper. There will be large boxes. Count 30 large boxes and see the number of spikes of R waves. Only the R waves. I have told you earlier, this is the R wave. Calculate the number of R waves like this, P, Q, R, S complex, like this. You will see on a ECG paper number of R waves in a large box. In a 30 large boxes, you will calculate the number of R waves, then multiply this number by 10. Suppose you are having 10 R waves in a 30 large boxes, then multiply this number by 10. You will get heart rate in a 1 minute from irregular rhythm. So this is the way you can calculate the heart rate from a regular or irregular heartbeat from the ECG paper simply. So these were the 2 basic important points you should know before going to study in detail about the P, QRS complex and ST segment in detail from a ECG paper. Next we will discuss the P wave, QRS complex in detail and abnormal and normal P, QRS complexes. Stay tuned for more information and for my next videos. Hope you like my video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.